Hi everyone, I am Avdesh God. In this video, we will learn about various dashboard actions in Tableau. Well, let's get started. There are various types of actions that can be added to a dashboard. If we go to Dashboard drop-down, from the top menu, we will find an option as Actions. We can also open the same using the keyboard shortcut as Ctrl plus Shift plus D. Let us open this. Tableau will open up the action dialog box for us. In order to add an action, we can utilize the Add Action button available onto the bottom right of this dialog box. Once we click on it, Tableau provides us all of the actions that can be applied to a dashboard. Here, we have a filter action, a highlight action, go to URL action, go to sheet action, change parameter, and change set value actions as well. What if we want to filter the entire dashboard by the subcategory and we wish to use one of the available sheet as a filter to select the required subcategories that we want to filter to? We can easily implement the same using a dashboard filter action. Let us add the same. Once we hit that, it provides us with the Add Filter Action dialog box. Let us rename this accordingly. After that, on the very top, it provides us an option to define the source sheet. That is, the sheet that we want to use to define the subcategories that we want to filter the dashboard with. Let us select the distribution of sales by subcategory sheet as the source sheet. In order to do so, we need to uncheck the other sheets out of the source sheet. Just below it, we have an option to select all the sheets that we want to apply that filter to. Let us keep all the sheets selected in the target sheets. If you notice, on the right hand side, we have a selection based on which the filter action is applied. That is, the run action on. We can run the action either on the hover over or on selection or based on a menu drop-down. Let us select Select for the time being. After that, we have an option specifying what will happen if we remove this filter. We have an option to keep the filtered values even if we hit the escape key to remove the filter. After that, we have an option to show all values, and finally, the exclude values as well. Let us set it to show all values if in case we hit the escape key to remove the filter. Let us hit OK, and this filter action will appear in the set of actions out here. Let us hit OK. Now, once we'll select any of the subcategory on this first sheet, that is distribution of sales by subcategory, the rest of the dashboard will be filtered by those categories alone. Whereas the selection on any other sheet will not apply this filter. Let us try doing that. So if we are selecting any subcategory onto the second and third distribution sheet, it does not create any filter action onto the dashboard. But if we select either one or multiple, the other sheets will be filtered accordingly for those subcategories alone. Let us select the chairs. As we can see, we can notice this change onto the rest of sheets. If we want to select multiple values, we can even do that by using a control key and selecting multiple subcategories from the first sheet. As soon as we make an addition to our selection, the changes in the other sheet is clearly visible. If in case we want to move back and remove this filter, all we need to do is either click anywhere on the sheet or hit the escape key. This will remove the filter action as we have selected. On removing the filter action, let us show all of the values. Now what if we do not want to filter, but we just want to highlight the values onto the other distribution sheets? Well, this can be easily done using a highlight action. But before that, we need to remove the filter action first. Let us open the action dialog box using the shortcut that is Ctrl plus Shift plus D key. As soon as we hit this shortcut, Tableau opens up the Actions dialog box. If we want to remove an action, select it and hit Remove. Now, we want to add the Highlight Filter action. In the similar fashion, let us select the source sheet as the distribution of sales by subcategory. We need to uncheck all of the other sheets. But over here, as we want to apply this highlight action onto the other distribution sheets only, so we will uncheck the total sheets. Over to the right, we have an option to run this action on. It can be either on a hover over or select or a drop down menu. Let us change it to apply on the hover over. We'll hit OK and again OK to test it out. If we are hovering over anywhere on the second and third sheet, it does not changes anything or highlights any of the subcategory onto the other sheet. But as soon as we hover over onto the first sheet, the subcategories are highlighted throughout the entire sheets of distributions accordingly. The highlight vanishes as soon as we move the hover over from the distribution of sales by subcategory sheet. In this section, we learned about what dashboard and dashboard objects are. Together, we have built a dashboard right from scratch and formatted the same as well. Moreover, we learned about the dashboard actions in Tableau as well. You can now collate multiple insights in a single interactive dashboard. Throughout this entire course, we have encapsulated the key Tableau concepts to analyze your data and build data-backed insights out of it. Thank you for getting along throughout this course till the end.